Hi guys, and welcome to a very rainy Spa-Francorchamps, here in the heart of the Ardennes forest. The mist rolling over Raidillon, the spray hanging in the air, this is classic Spa weather, and it's going to make this GT3 race an absolute thriller. Today, we're following Max Verstappen at the wheel of the GT3 Ferrari, trying to drag that car from deep in the pack into the points, and who knows, maybe even a podium if the conditions turn chaotic enough.
Yeah, this is where the great drivers come alive. Wet Spa is a monster. Low grip, unpredictable puddles, aquaplaning on the Camel Straight. You need precision, bravery, and a huge amount of confidence.
The lights are green, and we are racing at Spa. A wall of spray explodes off the line as the field charges down towards Eau Rouge. Verstappen already looking racy in that GT3 Ferrari, picking his way through the mist. You can barely see the track underneath all that water.
Yeah, this is the worst possible visibility. You're following brake lights and guesswork.
Verstappen pulls out of the toe, down the inside into Les Combes, and he makes the move. Stunning overtake in impossible conditions. Verstappen is absolutely flying here at Spa. He's picking them off corner by corner. Coming up to Pouhon, he's already lined up the Mercedes. And look at that, down the inside into the Pouhon. Brilliant move in these treacherous conditions.
He's reading the grip beautifully. While the others tiptoe in, Max just edges the Ferrari into places they're not expecting. And he's not done. Into Campos now, and he's right behind the Ferrari. Verstappen sees the gap, commits to the inside, and he's through again. That's both a Mercedes and a Ferrari taken in less than 3 corners.
Yeah, that Ferrari is working brilliantly in these conditions, but Max is the one making the difference. Every apex, every throttle input, it's all so precise. He's making Spa in the rain look easy, which it absolutely is not. Plus, I can't keep up as he's passing car after car. And look at this, the number 6 Audi and the number 78 Lamborghini are absolutely tripping over each other into the bus stop chicane, side by side, both missing apexes. And Verstappen says, thank you very much. He gets the better traction out of the chicane, straightens the Ferrari up beautifully, and he's passed both of them on the run to La Source. What a move.
That's classic opportunistic racing. The Audi dives late, the Lambo tries to cover it, both of them compromise their exits, and Max just positions the Ferrari perfectly. 2 cars in one corner, Verstappen slicing through this GT3 field like a hot knife through the wet Ardennes mist.
Out of campus now, and Verstappen has an absolute rocket of an exit. Look at the traction he's got in that Ferrari. He's already onto the back of the number 66 Audi, pulls out to the left, that's the karting line in the wet, around the outside.
That's brave. That's very brave. The outside is soaked, but there's often more grip if you're confident enough to try it, and Max is absolutely committing to it.
Verstappen is closing in again, and this time it's Riccardo Fella in the 99 Audi ahead of him as they approach the bus stop. Max ducks to the inside, so much later on the brake, and Verstappen sends it. Down the inside of Fella, the Ferrari absolutely planted in the wet. He gets it stopped, gets it rotated, and Max takes another position at the chicane. We now ride on board with Verstappen's Ferrari, and just look at the rain. You can hardly see 10 metres ahead, the spray is unbelievable. And he divs down the inside into turn 1. Verstappen takes yet another position in conditions where most drivers would be tiptoeing.
That's exceptional car control. In this sort of rain, you're guessing half the braking references and hoping the car washes out at the right time, but Max just places the Ferrari perfectly. The McLaren saw him at the last second. Smart racing, but Max is absolutely in another league in the wet today.
Down the Kemmel straight now, and Verstappen is right behind the 96 Porsche of Müller. Through the spray, you can just about make out the tail lights. He's moving to the left, Müller defends, and Verstappen is on the grass, but he keeps his foot in as they are over 260 kilometers an hour. And Verstappen takes the Porsche, another incredible overtake in impossible conditions.
That's astonishing commitment. You're driving into a grey wall of water hoping the car ahead doesn't lift. Max timed that slingshot perfectly, used the toe and got it done before Les Combes. Müller gave him just enough room, but that Ferrari is dancing in the wet today. Superb stuff.
Oh, and Verstappen's gone sideways. He's lost traction. The Ferrari just snaps. But Müller in the 96 Porsche is right back through to retake the position. Müller's got a fantastic run before the chicane. He's lining up the number 25 Audi, and he's through. The Porsche takes it cleanly on the inside. But Verstappen's seen a gap, he's going for it as well. The Ferrari dives up the inside of the Audi into the bus stop chicane. Sensational opportunistic stuff from Max.
Brilliant instinct from Verstappen. As soon as Müller committed, Max read the situation perfectly and followed him through. That's racecraft.
But hold on, that was the Mercedes into the pits. That slowed Verstappen. The Audi retakes the position.
But Verstappen isn't done. Down the inside into La Source, late on the brakes, and he retakes the position. Unbelievable stuff. 3 corners, 3 overtakes.
And look at this, Müller's gone wide into turn 10. The Porsche drifts out onto the damp outer line. Verstappen slices through. Verstappen is right behind the 44 Porsche. The rain is pouring down, visibility is practically zero, but Max is still attacking. He has a look around the outside before turn 12. That's brave in these conditions, they're side by side. And the Ferrari makes it stick. Verstappen muscles his way past the Porsche. But the Porsche comes back. He keeps the inside line, retakes the position, but he's gone wide. The rear steps out, he misses the apex and the Ferrari is passed again. This charge through the field just keeps getting better.
Max is absolutely relentless in this weather. Every time someone challenges him, he finds another inch of grip they didn't know existed.
And Verstappen now passes the Skechers BMW, the Ferrari absolutely flying in these conditions. Textbook move from Verstappen. The BMW didn't even have time to close the door. But the 32 BMW tries to retake on the inside, but the Ferrari has better grip and keeps the position. We are now halfway through this 30-minute race at Spa. Verstappen dives into the pits. The Ferrari is heading in for the mandatory stop. Müller in the 96 Porsche is coming in as well.
This is where you've got to be absolutely perfect. Slick pit entry, no lockups on the wet line, hit your marks, tidy stop, clean release, especially with Müller right behind. And remember, mandatory stops in GT3 can swing the whole race. 1 second gained or lost here is one overtaking move less you need to make on track.
Chris Lulam is now behind the wheel of the Ferrari after Verstappen's incredible opening stint. But the Porsche has jumped them in the pits. Müller hands over, the stop was quicker, and the Porsche comes out just ahead of Lulam. Lulam is flying now. He's caught both the 48 Mercedes and the Porsche ahead as they thunder through Blanchimont in this torrential rain. The Porsche commits first, down the inside of the Mercedes. Bold move at high speed. Lulam now goes around the outside of the Mercedes at Blanchimont too. That is an outrageous move from the Ferrari driver.
And he's not done. Lulam is right on the back of the Porsche already. He sends it down the inside into the chicane. Lulam takes the Porsche. 2 moves in 2 corners. And the Ferrari is charging forward again.
Superb racecraft. He read both cars perfectly around the outside of Blanchimont, then late on the brakes at the bus stop. But hold on, the 96 Porsche is not giving this up. Lulam may have taken him at the chicane, but the Porsche is right back on his gearbox as they charge down the pit straight. He pulls to the inside into turn 1. Lulam tries to cover, but the Porsche sends him.
And look at the traction. Out of La Source, the Porsche hooks up beautifully. Better drive, better exit, and he retakes the position from the Ferrari. This battle just will not settle down.
Lulam won't let that one slide. He's already tucked right under the rear wing of the Porsche as they race down to turn 1. Down the inside, the Ferrari driver retakes the position.
Down the hill, Lulam defends the outside, tries to cover. And once more, out of La Source, the Porsche hooks up the traction beautifully. And he retakes the position.
Yeah, that's the difference right now. The Porsche is getting the power down so much better. Lulam can attack all he likes into the braking zones, but unless he nails the exit, the Porsche just counters straight back. This fight is incredible, back and forth, lap after lap. The Porsche refuses to let the Ferrari clear off. Here comes Lulam again. This Ferrari is glued to the back of that Porsche down the Kemmel straight. He pulls out, he's going for it, down the inside at the top of the straight into Les Combes, but he's braked too late. Lulam runs wide, he's off the track, into the runoff, and the Porsche holds the position.
Alright, let's take a look at that one again. You can see Lulam tucked right in behind the Porsche, absolutely in the slipstream, and he commits very early to the inside, and watch, he's braking just that fraction too late. The road's shiny and wet, the grip levels are nowhere, and the Ferrari simply can't stop.
They've touched! The Porsche and the Ferrari make contact and the Porsche is spinning. Lulam and the Porsche coming together, and that sent the 96 car right around.
Yeah, that looked tight. Very tight. The replay shows the Ferrari was looking racy again, the Porsche was trying to shut the door, and with the track this wet, there's hardly any margin. In these conditions, a small slide, a lockup, even just the smallest misjudgment of grip can lead to contact. I think it was a racing incident. Either way, that's a big moment. The Porsche is facing the wrong way. Lulam carries on, and this fight just keeps getting more dramatic here at Spa.
Race control has handed Lulam a 30-second stop, go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And it gets worse. As Lulam comes into the pits, he clips the tyre wall. The Ferrari is wedged, stuck on the inside barrier, the wheels are spinning, but the car is going nowhere. What an end to a dramatic, chaotic, rain-soaked race at Spa-Francorchamps.